All right, looks like the stream is started. I'm going to be playing Tiny Epic Defenders today. Tiny Epic Defenders. It has been about a year and a half or so since I played this game. So I'm calling this another learning game. Plus, this will be the first time I have played the game solo. So this will be a test out of the solo variant for this game. It does say for the solo variant rules, basically the only difference is for solo play use 2 defenders. Set up a 2-player game, choose 2 hero cards, track the separate defenders' hit points. I did randomly get 2 defenders already. I have read through the rules again. I've been enjoying doing these kind of learning to play games. It might be kind of an interesting thing for some people to see how someone takes to learning a new mode or even just learning the rules of the game, to see what it's like to kind of experience it. And it's been kind of fun playing through some games while getting my stream setup dialed in. I got a new camera coming next week. Not getting the best intake from this particular webcam that I'm using, and I do got some new lights in, so it's getting a little better. So we're getting there. But while it's testing everything out, I'm enjoying playing some games. So, Tiny Epic Defenders. This page in the rulebook talks about setting up the turn deck and the horde deck. So we got to do that first. For 1 or 2 heroes, we're supposed to include 2 all defender cards. When these cards are drawn out of the turn deck, you get some collective action points to spend on the different heroes. I'll show the heroes here in a minute. I'm using green and yellow. I think they're going to kind of show up a little bit better than maybe the blue one would, with so much blue on my surface of my gaming table here. So I've got those 2 cards in there. These are the epic foe cards. For the first round, we're supposed to shuffle these. These would be on the bottom. So when these come out of the turn deck, it'll be one of the player character's turns, or both if you get one of the all defender cards. So those are the player cards that'll be on the bottom. These are the epic foes. And I think for 1 to 2 heroes, we're supposed to take... Oh, those go in the horde deck. So we'll do the horde deck here. We'll do the horde deck at the same time, I guess. These are dire enemy cards. For 1 to 2 players, we draw 2 of these. Actually, so we have a place to put these when we get them. These are the epic foes. We're supposed to shuffle these and get one at random. So we'll shuffle these up. And you're not supposed to know who your epic foe is going to be. All right, so we'll just take about this one, put it down over there. The rest of these stay face down and go over off to the side in the box. All right, so for the dire enemies, we'll have to shuffle this up. It's my good shuffling skills. And I believe we don't reshuffle these in with the other enemy cards. Yeah, so we add 3 regular enemy cards. I would add dire enemies based on number of players underneath that. Now it does say shuffle and place on top of the face down epic foe card. All right. So we need 2 of these. Take 1, 2. The rest of those will go in that box over there. And then we shuffle these regular enemy cards. So this one is our turn deck that has our player cards in it. And we're supposed to shuffle and add 3 cards on top of that. And then we will add 3 to our deck that's going to get shuffled and go over there on top of the epic foe. If you catch any rules mistakes that I make, and there are probably going to be rules mistakes, or you see some strategy things that I could have done, please put them in the comments. I like to learn other strategies to the game or learn how to play games better. All right, so we have to add 1, 2, 3 there, and 1, oops, I saw what it was, 2, 3 there. Put the rest of those in the box over there. And then these will all get shuffled. Shuffle, shuffle. And put on top of the epic foe. So we will be taking cards from there after every round, and after we get through those cards, then we have to face the epic foe. Those might be in the way when we put the territory cards out. We'll have to see. So these are the different zones. I haven't picked a side on any of these yet. Just gonna flip them, keep flipping them. And then they get shuffled and put out in a certain order. Well, not a certain order, I mean there's certain places around where you gotta put them, but they should be put out randomly. All right, so I'm just gonna cut them, and then I'm gonna go clockwise around like this. So when you're playing the game, these 2 zones are adjacent to the capital, and then the zones on the outer side are adjacent to the 2 zones next to them. All right, we've got Entomb, and the ability here is place any 1 card from the discard pile onto this card slot at the start of the next round. Place the entombed card directly into the discard pile. Also, we could put a bad card there, and it would stay there. Or not stay there, but we put a bad card there, and then we can put it into the discard pile, just get it out of our lives for a turn. The desert has Berry. Oh, the Entomb was the action over here. That's the ruins space. While in the desert, lose 2 health points or 2 hearts to place the top 2 cards from the turn deck without revealing them on this card's slot. At the end of the round, return and shuffle the buried cards back to the next round's turn deck. So if we think there's a good probability that there's mostly enemy cards left in the turn deck, then we could get a couple out of our lives again for a turn. In the mountains, meditate. Place your defender in the circle when the mountains are attacked. Move out of the circle to defend without losing hearts. Normally you have to lose a heart to defend in the outer region. In the plains, we have Prayer. It costs 2 action points. Draw the top card from the turn deck and immediately discard it once per turn. If it is an enemy card, reduce the I don't think this is the destruction level. Can't remember exactly what this is called. Matching the symbols. Reduce it in the outer regions, matching the symbols on the enemy card. If it is a defender card, reduce 1 destruction in the capital city. In the forest, we have Enchant. Secure 1 destruction in any outer region. I think secure means knock the levels down, so you're basically kind of healing the zone. And on the coast, we have Rejuvenate. If the coast is at 0 destruction, restore it. Restore to full hit points. So your defender, if this is not damaged, your defender can get all their hit points back. We got to put these tokens out on all the 0 levels. And look at the heroes. We've got the Elf Commander. Ability is Command. As soon as your defender card is drawn, You may choose another defender to gain 1 action to spend immediately and then continue your turn. It's a good one. And then the Dark Elf Ranger, the names, I'm going to butcher these. Lysham, I think, is the elf commander. And Nira, maybe, the Dark Elf Ranger. Has Far Shot. You may secure from an adjacent outer region. So I think the game is basically set up. Yeah, we just draw cards and do what they say. So I think this is how this goes. You look at, in the order, the zones that are listed on the card. So here we've got the plains and the forest. So the plains first get a destruction level, and the forests get a destruction level. This first turn, there's just going to be destruction happening before we get down to the our cards. Before we get down to our cards. And then we've got the ruins first and the coast second. So ruins and coast. And then first is the forest. And second, the coast. And now we're down to the defender's cards. So green is first. And we'll get 3 actions to do things with. So looking at what happened with the horde cards that came out. We've got 2 damage here in the forest and 2 damage in the coast. The coast is a good one to keep low destruction on, because we can heal here, and the forest lets us heal any the action is called secure, but it's healing damage off of the outer regions. So green's card came out. That's Nira. Nira can secure from adjacent outer regions. So what I just think I'm going to do, I just want to get, we know that these cards are in here, so these cards are going to come up every time. So, and there are going to be other ones that we don't know what they're going to hit. So we know that the coast and the forest are going to keep getting hit pretty heavily every round. So I'm going to move Nira over for 1 action. The actions that you can do are move to an adjacent region, that costs 1. Secure also costs 1, is taking damage off of an outer region. I can use an ability, so these abilities, I don't think that the defender's ability counts as costing an action. So that would mean that Lysham's ability is basically, instead of this defender getting all their actions, you're shifting 1 over to somebody else. Let me just double check this. Defender cards. Use an ability. For the amount indicated on a relevant card, a defender may use their own defender's ability, the ability of the region they occupy. Each defender has an ability listed on their hero card, which may require action points to be used. Some do not require and are instead conditional. For an instance ability that says when defending. Okay. Oh yeah, so Nira's applies for when she does the secure. I think it's a she. When she does the secure action, she's already spending action points there. And it doesn't say that this costs. So based upon that reading of the rule, since it doesn't say that it costs, I'm going to say it doesn't cost. Okay, so we get 3 actions. We used 1 to move. And I think I'll just spend the other 2 to secure the coast. Actually, I think it makes more sense to use the defender ability to secure, because I can move yellow over here to secure here. I'll use 2 secure actions because her ability is you may secure from an adjacent outer region. I'm adjacent to the forest. I'll secure, and take destruction or damage, whatever it's called, off of the forest here. Okay, so that was green's turn. Now we get an all defenders card. So here we have 3 action points to be used amongst all of the defenders. I think I would like to... I might just keep securing. I might just give all 3 of those points here. Use the ability to secure here and secure. Seems good. So that's 3. The next card is for yellow. I can immediately give an action point to the other character. I don't really know what else to do. I mean, I might just want to stay here and here, and maybe defend, because when you defend, when certain cards come out that are going to attack those regions, we could take a damage instead of it damaging the area. So if a defender is in an outer region when it is attacked, they may defend it by losing a heart. The attack is then canceled and the threat does not increase in that region. It's called threat. Now that's if it's a basic enemy card. If it's one of the dire enemy cards, it takes 2 hearts to defend against one of the dire enemies, but you do get an artifact if you defend against a dire enemy. So I don't think I'm going to give an action point over. I think I might just use these 3 to go 1, 2. I think I'll set up, because I know the last card is going to be all defenders. I'll just go 3 here, and then I'm going to, for the all defenders card, secure in this zone, and then move back here, getting set up to start defending when these other cards come out. Okay, so we've gone through the entire deck. We then take the top card from, I think this is called the Horde deck. Let me get the name right. Yeah, the Horde deck. So we take that card from the Horde deck, add it to, this is called the Turn deck. Yep, once the Turn deck is depleted, with all of its cards resolved, the round is over. Flip the discard pile so it's face down, and then if there are still cards in the Horde deck, then we add 1 card from the Horde deck, face down, shuffle, and that shuffling this will create the new Turn deck. So like I think in typical players against a solo game like this, that first round seemed probably a little easy and maybe giving a little false security on how the rest of the game is going to go. It'll probably ramp up very quickly. All right, we'll cut into, and call that the new Turn deck. Okay, see what the first card is. So this is the card that was added because we didn't have it the last time. It's mountains first, ruins second. Mountains first, ruins second. We don't have any defenders in either of those zones in order to be able to block any of that. Yellow defender's turn. So this is kind of a bummer because there's not a whole lot that I want to do with, the yellow player. I could come over here and get ready to defend the mountain. But I know these are going to get hit. Maybe I just let the forest get hit because I could come over here and just take that card out of the discard pile. It's better than just sitting there doing nothing, I guess. So with 3 action points, go 1, 2, and I'll spend 1 point to take a card from the discard pile and entomb it there. So that's my 3 action points. Okay, forest and then coast. So the forest will get hit 1. I'll defend this first hit with the green player. So instead of the threat going up at the coast, 1 damage is taken by Nira. I think that's it. Okay. So now we have the plains getting hit and the second hit on the forest. And here we have the ruins and the coast. So I'll have the elf take a damage to block the hit on the ruins. And sure, let's just take the second hit defending on the coast. Next card, green defender's turn. So 3 action points for Nira. I think I'll just secure using her ability. Oh, and I forgot when the yellow defender card came out. I could have given, there wasn't really anything to do because I didn't want to move Nira off of the coast anyway. Yeah, and I don't have anything that gives me abilities to use. Like I don't have any artifact cards or anything. Okay. So that was 3 actions. This is actually a really good ability. It seems good so far. And I'm about to get all defender cards that are going to give me even more action points to spend here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bury, because I think this is the other all defender card. I know there's a mountain card that's going to come out. There might be more mountain cards in here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll give all 3 of the points to the elf here and go 1, 2, and then spend an action point to get in there to help defend the mountains. Yeah. And then I'll spend 1 point there. 1 point to secure the plains. And I've got 1 point left. I don't think there's anything I want to spend that point on. Another round over. I think I'm playing this correctly. This is going pretty quickly. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. You have to remember that entomb. So at the start of this round, so this is basically becoming the start of the discard pile, which is dumb of me to have that guy there because I totally forgot I put that mountain card there. Hopefully another mountain card comes out. But you need to take a card from here and put it in the deck and shuffle. I really like these tiny epic games. I've heard some people say that they wish that the games weren't tiny because they like the games. I travel a lot for work, or at least I used to, so I kind of like taking them in either in my carry-on or stuff one in my luggage so that I have something to do in the hotel. Or if I have friends down in the area where I'm traveling to play tiny epic games, it's nice to have a good game in a compact, transportable box. Okay. First card. Yellow Defender. Now, if I wanted to, I could give a point to the green player. I don't think I want to. And now, remembering that the mountain card is already there, I don't know for sure there's another mountain card. I might as well. Maybe I'll just entomb it again. Do this, 1, 2, and entomb this card again. I mean, this is going to be a good action to use when I know the dire enemies are out, but I don't know that one has been added yet. So that's 3. Next card. Do I want to defend that hit? So we've got Ruins and Coast. Do I want to defend that hit in the Ruins? Sure. And Coast. It's not really the end of the world when you go down to 0 hit points. When you're at 0 hit points, you cannot secure, defend, or fight the epic foe. You can only move and use abilities as long as those abilities don't allow you to secure, defend, or fight. So what you basically need to do is get somewhere where you can heal. If you start your turn in the capital city, you will replenish all of your hit points. Okay, next card. This is the Plains, and I'll defend in the forest. So Plains and Forest. Next card. Green Defender. So there's still 2 All Defender cards in there, and a couple more enemy cards. We don't really have too much threat going on out here yet. I think I might let the zones... Oh, we got all the defender cards still coming out. The all defender cards still coming out. All right, so I will secure and secure using the Dark Elf Ranger's Far Shot ability. And I've got 1 action left. I'm going to move this away so I can be set up to secure in the mountains. Okay, we've got Forest taking a hit and the Coast taking a hit. here we have our first dire enemy. So the dire enemy, it'll hit the coast, and there's nobody to defend there. And I believe that I thought this ability only triggered if there was nobody to defend. But reading this particular ability, that's not true. Dire enemies only attack one outer region. If a defender of the dire enemy's region chooses to defend against it, they must lose 2 cards to defend instead of 1. If the dire enemy is not defended against, it raises 1 threat in the region attacked, and then also triggers an effect listed on the card. Yeah, but interestingly, this particular effect is called Tsunami. And it says, before any player may defend, all defenders in outer regions must move 1 outer region clockwise. So this one would be triggering before you even have the option to defend. So clockwise, and there's nobody there to defend, so the threat's going to go up. Now that I know that there's a dire enemy, I might use Entomb to get dire enemies out and avoid them for a round instead of just a basic enemy card. Okay, let's see what we got here. All defend. I think both the cards left in there are all defender cards. So, got 3 actions to use amongst the defenders. The yellow player should not just hang out in the desert, because so far we have no threats hitting the desert. But I do want to get Nira back into the capital city when her next card comes out next round to heal. So I'm probably going to be spending points, these action points, mostly on Nira. I will secure, so that's 3. The next one I'll move. All defenders. Move. I don't need to move here because this mountain card is not going to impact us next round. So I will move here. Maybe get ready to block if that ruins card comes out again. All right, do the same thing. Make this the start of the discard pile. Take the top card from the horde deck. Throw it into the turn deck. And shuffle the turn deck. This far shot ability has been saving me a lot of actions. There's another action that I haven't talked about yet. You can sacrifice once per turn, which basically means you can lose a hit point to get an additional action point. Haven't needed to do that yet. Okay, so the first card from the turn deck is in the ruins and the coast. I think I'll take that. So if the dire enemy comes out and I only have 1 hit point, I can't defend against the dire enemy. So I think I'll just let him take the threat. Next card, yellow. Secure, move, secure. I don't want green to do anything because I want green to stay there to get healed. I don't think this ability, yeah, the ability says you may secure from adjacent outer regions. The capital city is not an outer region, so I don't think I can secure these two regions that are adjacent to the capital city while here in the middle. All right, plains and forest. Forest and coast. I'm not going to defend because I want to be able to defend against the dire enemy, get an artifact. All defenders. Well, I do want to be in the coast to defend when that dire enemy comes up. This might seem inefficient. We'll see. I'm going to go here for 1, secure for 2, and back for 3. Probably a waste, but we'll see. Green defender's turn. So starting in the capital city, I heal up. And now Nira. We could get another all defenders card here. Maybe I'll just have Nira. I'll go this way for 1, 2, and 3. He'll secure in the plains. And now if the all defenders card comes up, I can secure in these 2 side places. I'd like to be able, I want the dire enemy to come out so I can defend against it, discard it, get up here to the entomb, get it in there, and not worry about it for a turn. All right, there we go. Sea Serpent. Oh, I forgot about the ability. So, good planning, poor execution, because I forgot about the ability. Well, half of the plan is still going to be possible. Everybody has to move clockwise. And then the Sea Serpent will damage the coast, or add threat to the coast. All right. Next card. This is a new card. Desert and Mountain. And now this should be our last all defenders card. So the first thing I know I'm going to do is use this entomb action, spending an action there to put the Sea Serpent into the tomb at the ruins. Now I've got 2 action points left. So now we've got 2 mountains that are going to hit and 2 coasts that are going to hit. Hopefully one of the defenders will come up before more mountain cards come up, because I'm going to do the last 2 action points using this ability to secure at the coast twice. So we'll take this and make that the start of the discard pile. Take the top card here. There's going to be another dire enemy. Either this card is another dire enemy or this card is another dire enemy. It'd be nice to be able to trigger this berry here in the desert. But if you think there's more defender cards in there, you get to, again, that one is lose 2 hit points to place the top 2 cards from the turn deck without revealing them on that card slot. At the end of the round, return and shuffle the buried cards. So you basically, again, are just getting rid of them for a turn. Okay. And cut. Yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Any abilities that I should remember? Can restore to full hit points if this stays at 0. Here, this would be sort of useful because it can help reduce the threat in the capital city, which we haven't hit yet. Capital city threat goes up once the outer regions start getting destroyed, and when a destroyed outer region takes more damage, the damage goes to the capital city instead. We take a drink of water. See what's in the turn deck. All defenders. All defenders. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. That should be on 0. That helped. Next card. Mountain. And do I want to block in the ruins? It's mountain and ruins. I'll let the ruins take 1. We've got plains and forest. Forest is up to 2. Mountains and plains. I think this is a new one. It's a good thing the mountains got healed up there. Mountains and plains. Let's block that one, plains. Desert and mountain. Mountains at 3. Forest and coast. Forest is at 3. Coast is at 1. Green. So I've got 3 actions. And I think I just want to sit here and do some securing. Secure, secure, secure. Seems okay. All defenders. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is, with the elf over here, I'm going to do the entomb action. Take this dire enemy and entomb it. That's 1. Got 2 more. I better knock these down because there's quite a few things that can damage it. So that's secure, secure. Yellow player's turn. Can do this command ability. So the elf's card was drawn. I can gain 1 action for the other player to spend immediately. So I will secure in the forest with that free one. And over here, we don't have too many ruins damaging cards, or threat cards. And I think there's also only 1 desert in there. I know there's a lot of coast though. So 1, 2, and is there another all defenders card? It'd be nice to be able to heal without needing to go back into the capital city. Well, since this is the case, I'm going to backtrack this for a second. Take that back up to 1, back over to there. I'll secure, move, secure. That's the 3 actions for the yellow player. And we've got ruins and coast. I'll take the damage defending in the coast. Okay, so we've got another dire enemy coming. That goes to start the discard pile. Put that in the middle. Shuffle this up. Epic Foe is after this. Didn't get any artifacts. It's kind of a shame because this game, kind of like Tiny Epic Quest, has these little artifact pieces that you actually put into holes on the meeple so it looks like they're actually holding the artifact. We'll see. Maybe I'll be in the right spot at the right time to defend against this new dire foe that's being added. So we're not going to see the sea serpent again. I don't think, because I believe that, or no. Well, I'll read the rules for that once it's time for the epic foe. Because I know I can't remember. Second guessing myself on the memory of the rules there. Okay, new turn deck. Top card. So Giant Wasps is an epic, not epic, it's a dire foe. And it just so happens he's coming into the plains. So I will defend against it. Takes 2 hit points off. The ability will not trigger because I defended against it. And we get to gain an artifact. Shuffle this up. See what we get. Zodiac Cloak. When an ally's defender card is drawn, you may sacrifice 1 hit point to immediately gain an action point. Okay, so we get the cloak. And the cloak is going to go on the meeple's back. Turn it like that so you can see the cloak. It may be kind of nice to throw some paint on these artifacts. Never even thought about that before. That could be interesting because the art in the drawing looks, or the art on the card, I mean, looks kind of nice. All right, so that did take Naira down 2 hit points, but we got something out of it. It does say that the All Defenders card counts as a card that we can use to trigger the cloak. Okay, so we've got mountains and I don't know if I want to defend, and that would take the, no. Yeah, so this might be where some of the zones start falling. Desert and mountain. Okay, we've got the ruins and yeah, I'll defend here in the coast. I'm trying to keep the coast at 0 threat so I can use the ability to restore my health there. Green defender's turn. It's a little bit of a bummer because it would have been nice to get an All Defenders card first in order to get, uh-oh, where was that? 1, I just knocked out my finger. To get back into the capital city. Was that on 1 or was it on 2? No, I can't remember. Shoot. Well, I will use the ability here to secure, secure, and secure. I think it was on 1. Next card from the turn deck, Mountain and Ruins. All defenders. Do I want to take the damage? The damage would let me move off of here. If I can get over here, I can heal when the next All Defenders card comes out. I'm going to spend 2 of the action points from this All Defenders card on the Rejuvenate action at the coast here to heal up the elf over there. I guess technically first I should make this decision. I'm going to do it. I'm going to gamble. So I'm going to take a hit, sacrifice 1 health to gain an action point to move this direction to when hopefully this stays at 0 for when the next All Defenders card comes out. I can come over and heal. So then 2 of the points would be taking this action. Then the 3rd point will be to move again. I'm going to lose something up here, I think. Plains and forest. Forest and coast. Got to keep that at 0, so I got to defend. Did I say plains? I meant forest. Forest and coast is the card. All defenders. So I will use 2 actions to heal. I don't have a hit point to be able to trigger my cloak. And then I think I will use the last action point using Nira to use the ability Far Shot to secure over there in the ruins. Then the last card is the Yellow Defenders card. I'm going to use the command ability to give a point to, well, first of all, yeah, let's do this. So an ally's defender card has been drawn. I'm going to sacrifice a health point to gain an action point. I'm going to secure, we have a lot more forests in there. I'll secure that forest. Then I'll use the command ability here to give Nira an action point to secure that adjacent region. And now the elf has 3 action points. So I want to look something up. Does the turn deck continue? If there are no more cards in the horde deck to add to the turn deck, the epic foe is then revealed. After this, continue playing rounds until the game ends. Yeah, so it's still worthwhile to get rid of one of these epic foes in here. So which one do I not like? Giant wasps. Each defender, regardless of region, at full health must lose 1 health. They're not at full health right now. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at here. For the yellow player's turn, I will go 1 to here. For my second action, I will secure there, and then I will entomb, entombing the sea serpent. All right, so we need to reveal the epic foe. I'm going to shuffle this turn deck first. I feel like the last time I played this game, and it was a long time ago, it's probably been, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years or so since I actually played Tiny Epic Defenders. I think it's been that long. I thought we got beat on pretty bad when we played. I played with a friend of mine that time. Okay, who is the epic foe? The dragon has 10 hit points, has the Scorch ability. When any defender card is drawn, immediately move the dragon clockwise 2 regions. So he's supposed to start in the mountains. On 6 health and 2 health, all defenders will lose 2 health. Need to get a heart token to track his health. It's going to be the easiest to see. How does the red one look on there? That's good enough. All right. So now we just keep going through the rounds trying to do damage. So now that the epic foe is out, a new action point, or an action that we can do with our action points, is to fight the epic foe. And when you fight him, you knock him down to health. So it's going to take us 10 actions to beat him. First card, Forest and Coast. Do I want to take the damage for myself or let the coast take it? I think I'll let the coast take the first one, and we'll see what other cards come out. We've got Plains and Forest. Mountains and Plains. I should have moved the Sea Serpent into the discard pile. All right, so Desert is the first one. So this takes Desert into the, is it destroyed? I want to get the terminology right. Yeah, destroyed. So that moves the threat into the destroyed region. Since it was the first region on the card, the second region doesn't get impacted, because what you do is you flip the card over and you cover up the region like that, because you can no longer use the ability in the region. And since the card was, this area was destroyed and the card gets flipped over, you don't do the second place that's been impacted. So now any further desert damage that comes up will be done here in the capital. And if we get up to 8 threat in the capital is destroyed and I lose. All defenders. So we've got a lot of threat happening down here. So I think I'm going to trigger the cloak, take a damage, and secure with Far Shot for that from that extra action point there. I know the dire foe is not going to come out for the coast, but we still have a dire foe in the plains area. And I've got 2 damage I can take here, but I do need to get over to the dragon. So maybe I should just race against the other cards. That probably is not a good plan. I've got 3 action points to spend. Oh. I forgot about his ability. When any defender card is drawn, immediately move the dragon clockwise 2 regions. So the dragon is going to go 1, 2. Okay, that might make my choice a little easier. Spend an action point, and I will spend the other 2 to fight the epic foe, taking him down to 8. Yellow defender's turn. All right, I'm going to trigger the cloak, taking another damage in order to get an action point. Use it to fight the epic foe. Then trigger this defender's ability that I can give an action point to the other defender. I'll use it to fight the epic foe, which takes that down to 6, which means this ability is going to trigger. So we're on 6. I don't know if you guys can read that. All defenders lose 2 health. So down to... So now it is the yellow player's actual turn to spend... Oh, I think I shorted myself. I shorted myself an action point on here. Yeah, because you're supposed to get 4 action points if there are destroyed regions. I'm just going to call that a mistake and leave it, maybe. Or what can I do with it? I'll take down that as a secure. Because now the yellow player has 4 actions because there's a destroyed region. And that would have been something possible to do with the green player, either still there or because of the far shot ability. I might just race. I've got 1 hit point left, so that means the yellow player can still fight. So it would be... I wonder if I should come here and heal while the coast is still at 0. 1. Oh, wait. Made another mistake. Yeah, I made a bad mistake. Now I can't remember when I did the damage on the dragon. I forgot to move him again. Okay, I have to backtrack. Yellow player goes up there. I think I spent this command point attacking the dragon, and that's what took my health down. So that should be up 2. Green player only had 1. The dragon at 7. Dragon should have moved like this. I think that's right. So another game with an asterisk next to it, because I forgot to do the dragon's ability. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so now with 4 action points, I'll still have the yellow player attack, which gets it to 6, which takes everybody down pretty low. And then that's 3 action points left. I think I'm going to... Do I want to attack him? Or do I want to go heal at the coast while it's still at 0? Or should I entomb the dire enemy sea serpent? I think I'll do 2 more damage and then entomb for the 4 actions. Okay. Giant wasps in the plains, takes the plains to destroyed. And I don't think the dire enemies, I think there's something about the dire enemies. No, I guess not. Oh, when this got destroyed, I should have increased the threat in the capital. Now that this one is destroyed, I increase the threat in the capital again. And I place the enemy card. So this ability would trigger, but it only impacts defenders that have full health. So that is not going to impact anybody. All right, so we're at 2 health, or 2 threat in the capital. All defenders. All right, so not going to forget this again. 1, 2. I don't have a health point to use my cloak. When another defender card comes up, he's going to move here. I cannot fight when I have 0 health. The coast is still at 0. I get 4 action points. So I'm going to move for 1, rejuvenate with 2, and then move. That's the last one. So move was 1, 2, 3 to rejuvenate, 4 to move the elf there. Mountains and ruins. Ruins. And I want to keep that at 0, so I will defend the coast. Last card, green defender's turn. I get 4 action points. So defender's card was drawn. Dragon will move 2 clockwise. 4 points. 1, 2, 3. So we come to another place where all defenders will lose 2 hit points. That takes the elf down to 0. So that was 3 actions used, and I will fight again. Just need to do 1 more damage. So even with that screw up earlier, I think we've kind of got this in the bag. I mean, we'd have to get pretty unlucky here with draws on enemy cards that affect the desert, the mountains, or the plains. The coast is pretty far away from being destroyed. I don't want to defend against the in the forest, because that'll take me down to 0 and then I can't fight again. All right. Sea Serpent goes as the discard pile. First card, Yellow Defender. Defender card is drawn. We go 1, 2. I'll spend 2 of my 4 action points to use Rejuvenate. The coast is still at 0 threat to go up to 4. So I've used 2. Move there is 3. Fight the epic foe is 4. I think that's it. I think I got him. What's the next card? Mountain and Ruins. That would have done that. And there. The ruins would not go. Just trying to dig to see, because of the little screw up, if it was close. But then I got a green defender's turn. He would move. I'd get 4 action points. I think I'd have him. Either way, if I was off a hit point here or there. Okay, that was fun. It's pretty quick. This game can go super quick if you're not, talking through everything. I would have liked to have seen more artifacts, but then again I was entombing, and I'm pretty sure I was doing that correctly, entombing the dire foes quite a bit actually. I think I only got hit on the coast 1 time by that sea serpent. The giant wasps hit the plains a couple of times. Yeah, so that's it. Again, if you saw other things besides what I already caught as screw-ups, please put them down in the comments, or any other strategies or anything. I really liked these abilities. This far shot ability seems pretty good. I mean, saving the action of not being able, or not having to move to an outer region to secure it is pretty good. There's also, there's quite a few more epic foes that you can play against that all do different things. And then there's a ton of other heroes that you can use, or defenders they call them in this game. There's a ton of replayability just seeing all the different stuff. And then there's always Gamelin in these tiny epic games. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.